The film opens with a scene that grips your heart instantly. A U.S. Marine convoy rolls through a war-torn Iraqi city, and perched on a rooftop is Chris Kyle, watching everything through the scope of his sniper rifle. He spots a young boy and his mother approaching the Marines, and suddenly the mother hands the boy a grenade. Kyle has mere seconds to decide. Does he pull the trigger and kill a child, or does he hesitate and risk American lives? The tension is unbearable. And just as he makes his decision, the film abruptly cuts to his childhood. We see a young Chris Kyle growing up in Texas, raised by a strict yet loving father who instills in him the idea of protecting those who cannot protect themselves. His father's philosophy is simple. There are three kinds of people in the world: sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. Sheep are weak, wolves prey on them, but sheepdogs, they stand up and fight. This lesson defines Chris's entire life. As a young adult, Kyle works as a rodeo cowboy, but after seeing news reports of U.S. embassies being bombed, something inside him awakens. He enlists in the Navy SEALs, undergoing brutal training that pushes him to his limits. He excels in marksmanship, and before long, he becomes part of the elite SEAL Team 3. Before his first deployment, Chris meets Taya, played by Sienna Miller, in a bar. Their chemistry is instant. She's drawn to his confidence and sense of duty, and he's captivated by her strength. They fall in love quickly, and even on their wedding day, duty calls. Mid-ceremony, Kyle and his fellow SEALs are deployed to Iraq, thrust into the chaos of war. Now stationed in Iraq, Chris earns his reputation as the legend. With his unmatched skills as a sniper, he provides cover for Marines and fellow SEALs, saving countless lives. He operates in the deadliest urban battle zones, where enemies hide among civilians. Every shot he takes is a moral dilemma. Hesitation means American soldiers die, but pulling the trigger means taking a human life. One of Kyle's most dangerous enemies is Mustafa, an enemy sniper with deadly precision. Mustafa becomes Kyle's personal nemesis, leading to a high-stakes game of cat and mouse between the two. While Kyle is unstoppable on the battlefield, his personal life begins to crumble. Each time he returns home, he's haunted by the horrors of war. Taya sees the changes in him. His body is home, but his mind is still in Iraq. Loud noises make him flinch, he zones out in conversations, and he's emotionally distant from his wife and children. The war has gripped his soul, and he struggles to escape it. Despite Taya's pleas, he keeps going back, unable to abandon his brothers in arms. His sense of duty is stronger than his own well-being. On his fourth and final tour, Kyle is tasked with taking out Mustafa, the enemy sniper who has been killing American soldiers. In an intense and breathtaking climax, Kyle takes a nearly impossible shot from over 2,000 yards away, one of the longest confirmed sniper kills in history. But this victory comes at a cost. Kyle's position is exposed, and suddenly enemy fighters swarm his unit. Bullets rain down, and as they fight their way out, Kyle calls his wife from the battlefield, telling her he's ready to come home. The battle escalates, and in a heart-pounding moment, Kyle and his team barely escape a massive sandstorm that engulfs them. Back in the US, Kyle is physically home, but mentally, he's still at war. He struggles to reconnect with his family, feeling out of place in a world that seems too normal. PTSD grips him tightly, but instead of giving in, he finds a new mission: helping fellow veterans. Kyle begins working with wounded soldiers, taking them to shooting ranges and helping them cope with their trauma. He finally starts to heal, reconnecting with his wife and children. It seems like he's found peace, but then comes the tragic twist. Just when it seems like Kyle is moving forward, he agrees to take a troubled veteran, Eddie Ray Routh, to a shooting range. The film doesn't show the moment, but in a chilling and heartbreaking scene, Taya watches as police officers arrive at her home with the devastating news: Chris Kyle has been killed by the very man he was trying to help. The final moments of the film are deeply emotional. Real footage of Kyle's funeral is shown, with thousands lining the streets to honor him. The film closes with the weight of reality sinking in. War didn't kill Chris Kyle. It was the struggle of returning home that did.